Hi there! So today I am doing another Christmas look. Yeah, this is a Christmas look. I wanted to do the goth slash grunge edition of the Christmas makeup. This is what I came up with. I think this is perfect if you want to scare away your judgy relatives at the Christmas table. Just maybe something to consider. Anyway, this is the look, and if you want to see how I did it, it's coming up. I admit that I believe this is gonna be a bit of a challenge for me to capture the Christmas vibe within a dark grunge look. Oh well, challenge accepted. I hope I won't disappoint. I'm gonna prime my lids first with the Shadow Insurance eyeshadow primer from Too Faced. I'm gonna do both my top and lower lid now because I want the look to be very intense. So I'm gonna do the entire eye look first and then my face makeup to avoid any fallout on my face. So I'm gonna prime my upper lid as well as my bottom lid. I have a bunch of palettes in front of me. I need a true red. A true red that I own is from the NikkieTutorials palette. And even though it's dirty because I mixed it with something else, it's this one, the shade Heyyy in the NikkieTutorials and BeautyBay palette. And I'm also gonna need black. So that's gonna be from my soft glam palette. I'm not sure if I'm gonna need a darker red. I have the Huda Beauty Nude Rich just in case. I'm gonna have to reach for this shade, but we'll see. I'm gonna start with a pencil base first. So I have my Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil in the shade Whatever Black. So I'm gonna do some sort of a smoky liner situation. And I'm gonna have to use a pencil with a pencil brush. So a Morphe M149. It's a really small pointy brush that I'm gonna use to blend out the pencil to create that smokiness to the liner. Go ahead and start with that. I think my eyeshadow primer had plenty of time to sit. I hope so. Usually you have to let the shadow primer dry a little bit before doing anything on top of it, so you will be able to blend smoothly once it dried. I'm gonna do a very thin line all over my lash line. I'm gonna make it thicker in my outer corner. And I'm sort of doing a beginning of a wing liner, so just a tiny bit of an extension here. Then I'm gonna accentuate with my pencil brush, so I'm gonna pick it up now. And I'm gonna first smudge my lash line, so the color will not be so graphic. I would rather have it smoky. And then in my outer corner I'm doing little flicks of the brush towards my temples, and that is gonna extend this liner kind of with a shadow. And I got some on my face. How did that happen? Well, good thing I didn't do my face makeup. And I'm just using the tip of my brush to create a very thin end of the liner. I don't think you have to be that perfectionist. I just remembered that I'm gonna cover it with a bunch of black eyeshadow and red eyeshadow, so I'm gonna pick the pencil once again to create some darkness on my lower lid. So I'm lining my waterline, as well as I'm gonna line underneath my lashes. With very dark looks, I prefer to not be able to see my skin tone, and usually in this spot underneath the lashes, the skin color kind of shows when you look ahead. So I will cover that with black. Ideally, you would have a waterproof pencil. Mine is not, but it's what I have, so I'm gonna work with it. And in my outer corner, I like doing a connection between the lower lash line and the top lid. So right here, I'm gonna make sure that this lower part is connected to my eyeliner. Actually, I'm gonna follow up with the pencil brush and make sure that this is blended as well. I'm gonna need to set this with black eyeshadow, so I'm gonna pick my Anastasia Beverly Hills palette and I'm gonna use the same brush. So still the Morphe M149, and I'm gonna pick up a little bit of that black and carefully stamp it all over where I applied the pencil. And again, on the end of my liner, I'm going to use just the tip of the brush to create a very thin line. Time for the interesting part. I think I'm gonna take a smudge brush. I have this one from Makeup Addiction, so it's kind of like that kind of a so it's flat and fluffy at the same time, so it's not completely flat. I like using this kind of a brush for matte eyeshadows. So whatever, I'm gonna go in and pick up the red from the NikkieTutorials palette. So I'm trying to make this Christmassy by applying the red. I mean, such a bright red. I'm gonna wipe off the excess. This is a little too pigmented and I'm scared. So first I'm doing stamping motions. Afterwards I will probably blend this out somehow. For now I just want to place the pigment where I want it. Carefully stamping it. And same thing on my lower lid. I just love the fact that this is a true red. So it doesn't have a pink tint nor an orange tint like most reds do. And I think I'm gonna bring it underneath of the liner as well. Kind of like that, I think. Just gonna build it up right here in my outer corner. And let's see how I'll be able to blend this. Maybe I'll pick a clean Morphe 507. Let's try that. And just go a little above it. Okay, that is good, but I do need an in-between shade. So darker red to place between the light red and the black. Just a bit of that to have a bit of a smoother transition. I'm gonna pick another smudge brush. This is a shading brush actually, from Real Techniques. No, actually this is too big. I'm gonna pick a smaller one. This is a Makeup Addiction Precision Shader brush. Sounds good. So I'm gonna pick my Huda palette and go for this dark red and carefully place that at the edge between the black and the red. Oh, this is gonna cover a little bit of the black. Anyway, I'm gonna follow up with more black, probably. Not probably, surely. So I'm gonna go back to my pencil brush and pick a little bit more of the black and just go above where it used to be, but now it's covered. I think what it needs to look a little bit more Christmassy is a bit of glitter. And usually in a look like this I wouldn't add glitter, but today's look has a twist because it's for Christmas. And I'm gonna pick my Fenty Diamond Bomb. I told you that I'm not gonna skip this product in any of my holiday makeup. I didn't lie. I'm gonna pick it up on my finger and just add a little bit of that right here in the center of my lid. Actually, I'm gonna add it all over my lid, but making sure to not go over the liner too much. I applied some mascara and outer corner lashes off camera to complete the eye look. And I'm gonna move on to my face makeup for now. I'm gonna use the Maybelline Superstay Vitamin C 24-hour skin tint. I think I said these in the wrong order. You get the point. I'm using the shade 05.5 and you're supposed to shake it first because it has a very liquid texture. This is a newer launch and it's quickly climbed to be one of my favorites. The only thing that I noticed is that maybe it's a tiny bit dry, just the tiniest bit. So if you have like really dry skin, you might not like it. I'm just doing half of my face because I'm also filming for Instagram. I'm gonna pick my beauty sponge and do little taps on my skin to blend in the foundation. I'm gonna be really careful around the eyeshadow. Actually, I'm not gonna go too close just because I don't want to ruin it. This is a skin tint, it doesn't have a lot of coverage, so uh, I can get away with not applying it all over the skin, I guess. The concealer that I'm gonna go for today is the L'Oreal Infallible 24 hour. This is 24 hour too. I guess I can get away with not removing my makeup for 24 hours today. I'm not gonna do that. This is the shade 327 Cashmere. This has a lot of coverage, so I'm not gonna apply a lot of it, just a tiny dot right here. And I'm gonna pick a brush. This is a medium shadow brush from Real Techniques. And I'm gonna again stamp it. I'm gonna extend it kind of towards the outer corner. I just don't want it to be that concentrated around my eyeshadow. I'm gonna try to conceal this dark spot that I have in the inner corner. I think that is natural with deep set eyes, that a little bit of darkness in the inner corner of the eye. I'm gonna do a bit of this just because I like the finish of the sponge a little bit more. So gently going over it. And before setting, I'm gonna do a cream blush, kind of. I'm using a lipstick, and it's this one from Makeup Forever. It's the Artist Rouge in the shade Glowing Ginger. And it's the only red stick lipstick that I own, so I like using it as cream blush. Definitely a little bit better than using liquid lipsticks, if you want to improvise, I mean. I don't have a red blush, so that's why I'm improvising. I watched this and I kind of ruined its shape. This is a Juvia's Place 001 Taper Blending Brush. Again, I'm doing stamping motions and blending this into my skin. I'm keeping it on the sides of the face and gonna apply it up towards my temples, right to here. To set, I'm gonna reach for my Revolution baking powder in the shade Lace. I'm just gonna set my under eyes. So I'm gonna pick a large eyeshadow brush. This is a Morphe M330. It's just that kind of a big fluffy blending brush, and I like using this to set my under eyes because I can get in all the areas and it sets really well. So again, stamping motions. I don't want to move the concealer around. Setting this inner portion as well, a place that I wouldn't be able to reach with a bigger brush. I'm also gonna set around my nose, kind of bringing it down. So I'm sitting in sort of a triangle shape here, and then the cheeks are gonna stay powder free. As contour today, I'm gonna reach for a cool toned one, and it's the NYX Sweet Cheeks Matte in the shade So Taupe. This is broken, so I'm gonna be careful with it. I'm gonna be again careful to not get patchiness, so I'm stamping it instead of doing this sort of a motion. I'm gonna use a bit on my jawline. And I think that's everything for my face makeup. I don't think I'm gonna use highlighter. Going back to my Fenty highlighter, I'm gonna apply some right here in the inner corner of my eye. And a bit of the leftover from my pencil brush, the black leftover, is gonna go right here in my tear duct. And then I'm gonna use the brush that I used to blend, and I'm gonna drag the eyeshadow a little bit down. I don't know why. The cast, kind of like the leftover on this brush looks kind of pink for some reason. But I don't want to go full on and apply the red again, so I think I'm gonna work with this and kind of dragging it down. I don't know why I apply concealer, because now I'm creating fake eye bags. I think I'm gonna like very gently dip my brush into the red, and then I'm also gonna wipe the excess a little bit off my hand, because I kind of want a more red toned color and not so pink, I guess. Yeah, okay, so that slightly has, very slightly has a pink tint. I just mentioned that it's a true red. Okay, it has a bit of a pink cast. This does not ruin everything, doesn't it? Nah, it doesn't. And I'm gonna finish the look off with the L'Oreal Matte Resistance Liquid Lipstick in the shade 500 Wine Nut. This is a dark red wine color. Why does it tickle my lips? Oh, it's so weird. And I guess that is everything for today's look. I hope you like how it came out. I attempted something different. I am really loving it. But let me know what you think. Would you wear would you wear something like this for the Christmas dinner? That would be iconic. Anyway, I want to thank you so much for watching this video. I wish you an extraordinary day and I will see you next time. Bye!